So I have to start with this question because your film Mama, is premiering at the Toronto, or is having its North American premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
thank you. Thank you. It's very
Um,
exciting.
yeah. So the pressing question: when you get to Toronto, what is one thing you have to do while you're in Toronto?
You're asking me?
Yes, yes, yes. What are you looking for? Is there anything like any activity, any food? Like what do you have to do while you're in Toronto?
I think I'm mostly like interested in the festival. Like
Hmm.
that's my thing, to meet my colleagues and to watch nice films and to talk to interesting people. That's what I want to do when I get there.
I do love that about Toronto. It's such a when the Toronto Film Festival is happening, it's such a great hub for meeting interesting people and doing some networking and just having great conversations and of course talking about your film when you get there. So that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
So we're here to talk about Mama. To start, for people who are just discovering the film, give a little synopsis on what the movie's about.
So the film is about Mila. She's an immigrant worker from Poland, and she's working for many years in this rich family in Israel. And after an accident happens to her, she has to go home and visit her family in Poland. They live in a small village there, and there she have to face like reality back home.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a super interesting story because I think the family drama here, it's a unique approach to that, with this dynamic and how everything unfolds here. Let's start with where the story came from. What is the inspiration for the story?
So the story started from a very personal place. Like my mother has the Parkinson disease, and a few years ago, my parents decided to let into their home an immigrant worker. In their case, it was a Ukrainian lady, and it was super interesting. Like a bulldozer dug a deep hole under the ground to build a new room for the new lady, and suddenly there was a new woman in our home. And my parents in the beginning, they felt very awkward about it, and they tried to pretend as if she wasn't there. But to me it was like I realized that she's almost my age, and I started talking to her, and I she told me crazy stories about her family back home and about her lover in Israel. And it amazed me that because usually we never think that immigrant workers has lovers. And so it just inspired me, and I oh my god, I'm sorry, my dog.
You're all good. What kind of dog is it?
It's like nothing I can tell you. It's like adopted.
I have three dogs, and if I was in my house, they would also be barking. So
Yeah,
that's how
yeah.
it goes
She's getting
sometimes.
used to this new place, so she's excited whenever someone is like, climbing the stairs.
I totally understand.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I just started a very. I'm sorry.
Oh.
A very deep research, and that's what. And then actually we were supposed to shoot the film in Ukraine in 2022, and then the war started there, so we had to figure out the place. Eventually it was Poland, but it really like a metaphor for every place that people has to move away to you know to have money for their families.
Mhm. Yeah. So watching the movie, Mama, I was so invested in this film, just kind of seeing how things are going to play out and what's going to happen. Mila is such an interesting character because I think when it comes to mother-daughter stories, I don't know, I tend to look at mothers as very positive types of characters and very virtuous types of characters. That is not quite the case here with Mila. And so I guess I want to know more about crafting that dynamic between Mila and her daughter, because that's one of the major focuses of the film. But even Mila's dynamic with the rest of the family. Tell me about developing that.
Yeah. It's I think it's some like I made this short film a few years ago, Anna, with the same actress, and I think actually this character started there, like the character, like very tough and controlling, and I think in general this character is really interesting for me because usually we see male characters that behaves like that, and we not often see a woman behaving like that. And I think it's a mixture of just an interest of mine, and together with my father figure at home, and together with working with Evgenia Dodina, the lead actress, that I felt like it's something that she's bringing to this character, and it's very powerful. And when I wrote the script, I actually wrote it for her, so this character started developing only by imagining her saying those lines. And yeah, and I think also in the research that I did and talking to many immigrant workers, I realized that this is actually, it's something very sad that happens, that they lose the ability to talk and to be intimate with their children and family, and they have this strong power of money. So I thought it's an interesting way of telling that through her
Mhm.
character.
It sounds like you did a lot of research, for this film. Talk about that research process, like, how long did that take? What was the timeline on developing the story, doing the research and everything?
It wasn't really, it was, back and forth, so I don't know exactly how long was it, but yeah, it started because I was just really curious about these people, because I think they have such dramatic lives, and at this, like, and it comes on the contrary to how much they are a shadow in our society. It's like it's so strange. And so yeah, I spoke to many women in Israel, and I realized that there's a big scene of Ukrainian and East European women in Israel that come there to work. And then I also spent a lot of time in Ukraine, because I thought I would shoot there, and I spoke to many women there. So yeah, I had a full picture of many stories. Of some of them are like they moved completely, some of them went back and their families has still issues with them. It's different, but it's the same somehow.
Mhm. So something that struck me as I was watching this movie, and I don't know if this was an intentional message or not, but something I was thinking about is Mila. This whole um, story is kind of initiated by an accidental fall. That she hurts her wrist. She has to go home to recover. And what I found so fascinating is that minor incident meant that she was there for really big events with the family.
Mhm.
And I don't know, there's something that spoke to me about that, like how much you can miss out on if you're not paying attention or if you're not being mindful about your family. And in this story, the fortunate thing is that she hurt her hand so that she could be there for what's going on with her family and getting reacclimated. Is that something that you were thinking about when writing the story? Is there a message there for audiences to take away?
I think that what I had in mind when I wrote it is that actually it's like she kept both Mila and her family in the two sides. They are keeping this lie, like she's lying to herself, because she knows she's not stupid. She knows that time has passed, and like she has a lover, things are going on there. And but it's like, there's this thing in life when you are, on the track, you just keep going, and if nothing stops you, you just keep, you know uh, like she kept telling herself that it's okay, and she will come back and live this dream life that she's working for. And yeah, and eventually this little thing can break it all, you know.
Absolutely. What was what was your favorite scene to make in this movie? What was the thing that you enjoyed, like the scene that maybe you resonated with or just had a good time making? What was the scene that stood out to you while making the film?
Mm. It's a good question.
The whole
uh,
film, right? That's
I had so much fun shooting the film. I think um, the hospital sequence was like the best experience, because it's a very important sequence, and also because, yeah, it's just something that I was really excited about. And also something that you need to know is that I don't speak Polish, so it
Oh,
was
is
like,
that true?
yeah, it was a challenge to, only when I was on set, I realized how challenging it is to direct in a foreign language, but in a way it also helped me because I could really focus on the emotions and not on, little language stuff.
Wow. That I couldn't imagine even doing a scene in a language I don't fluently speak. I'd be so self-conscious about that.
Yeah, it was very scary in the beginning, but at a certain point, you just, you get into it, and it's fun.
Very cool. Well, I kinda wanna talk a little bit about you as a filmmaker going into this project. I mean, besides filming in a language that isn't that you're not fluent in, which is remarkable. What is something that you learned from this project? Is there anything that you uh, picked up in order to make this project happen? Any skill sets, I mean.
mm, wow, I learned so much, so I'm trying to choose one. Um, what did I learn? Um, yeah, I think just I learned a lot about working with actors,
Mhm.
and the fact that you really need to learn, like, each of them is a different person, and you, as a director, you have to learn the specific of this person and how it works for him, and you can't use the same way of talking with different people,
Mhm.
because you really need to get specific with each of them, and it took me a moment to realize that.
Oh, that's an interesting observation. I guess yeah, that is a good point. Everyone kinda learns and takes instruction in different ways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Very
some get
cool.
annoyed when you're doing this, or, yeah, you need
Mhm.
to learn them.
Well, I'm happy you found a functional dynamic between you and the cast because really these performances are great. And I mean, obviously the actors, a lot of credit to them for putting on these performances, but I always give the director a lot of credit too because you have to make sure that they're performing in a way that matches what you're looking for.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's big.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was really, really amazing to work with all of them. Yeah.
Just a couple more questions before I wrap up. When it comes to filmmaking, I guess I love learning from filmmakers, you know, advice and things that you would recommend for new filmmakers or for people who want to maybe make their first film. What advice would you give to someone who wants to take that step into filmmaking?
I think, I mean, maybe it's something that many people say, but the best advice is persistence. Like, many times you start a project and you get so confused about it, and you think it's not moving anywhere, and blah blah blah. But all the like, what makes the difference is the fact that you keep working on it and keep believing it, and that's what makes it happen eventually.
That's great advice, and it's a really tough thing to just, like, know inherently, I mean, this is a scary industry to be in, and films are
Or
such a risk.
of course. Yeah, and it's super scary to choose to believe in something that you imagine in your head. It's
Mhm.
yeah, it's weird, but this is the way to do it.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, again, I'm so excited for this film to continue going out into the world, and of course, to be in front of Toronto audiences here pretty soon. Just to wrap up with it going to the Toronto International Film Festival, just let me know what that means to you. What does it mean to have this film screening here at this, this massive
It's
festival?
super exciting. I was there like in 2017 with my short
Mhm.
Anna, which was amazing and super. Like I have really nice memories from then. And now going back with the full feature, it's like, yeah, it's what can I say? I'm really excited and I'm happy to be part of this festival that I admire.
Mhm. Well, I'm really happy for you as well, and like I said, I'm excited for this movie to get in front of more audiences and to be in Toronto, and of course, wishing you the best of luck going forward and the film, in the film's future. Okay,
Thank you so much. Thank
of
you.
course. Or it was nice talking with you.